Hello, everybody. So I went live on both of my channels right now, Revealing the Narc and Revealing the Crime. So apologies, this is my first time I'm doing it. I don't know why I'm apologizing. Everything might go great, but I want to make sure that everyone can see people's comments. On the right side of the screen, I made it so that the comments are there. The last time, I think I did something similar. The problem was that the people in one chat couldn't see the chat from other people. So hopefully this works out okay for everybody. And yeah, I know I'm a little bit early, so we'll give a couple of minutes for people to be here. Hi, Patricia. Welcome. Hi, Demiao. Hi, I'm Allison and Paul. This is, I have to tell you guys, I was talking to Royal Daily Tea, Michelle, just a couple of minutes ago. I want to say about an hour and a half ago. And she and I were planning what collaborations we want to do this week. And she's like, we really need to talk about Rob Reiner and what's been happening there. And I have to admit, I've read the headlines, but I haven't looked into a lot of the case and what's happened and the history there. And as I was looking it up, I kid you not, a People magazine post popped up where it said Alan Jackson is going to be representing Nick Reiner. Now, Alan Jackson used to be an attorney with the prosecutor's office, a district attorney in Los Angeles. So he used to be a prosecutor. And I don't know the exact date, but he represented Karen Reed in her most recent trials. I don't remember if he was the defense attorney for the first trial. So apologies that I'm not sure about that. But I remember I've seen him on Dateline a lot because he would cover cases. He would be interviewed for cases in LA. And before we get into that, I see a lot more new people. New people have come in. So I want to say hi to everybody. Hi, Ivy of House Park. Hi, Marcia. And I hope everyone can see everyone's chat. Hi, Mary. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Hi, Kat. I don't know if I said hi, Kat, but hi, Kat. Hi, Del Plummer. It's just so much is happening, everybody. So much is happening. So over the summer, on my Revealing the Crime channel, I started live streaming my first trial, and that was the Lori Daybell attempted murder of Brandon Boudreaux. Sorry, I'm so like flustered. My words, my brain is thinking faster than my words can speak, and we ended up finishing that trial a lot earlier, and it was a good group of us. There were maybe 10 of us that we had spent a lot of time watching the trial together, and they were like, well, what do we watch next? And it just so happened that the following day it was the closing arguments for the Karen Reed trial. Now, I had not watched anything that came before at all. I barely knew like a little bit about the case, and the very first time I saw Alan Jackson in action was during the closing arguments in the Karen Reed case. And he is an amazingly persuasive speaker. He is passionate. He draws attention. He keeps you invested and interested in what he's talking about. So this is a big deal that he's representing Nick Reiner. Last week and even into this week until yesterday, yesterday, I've been covering the Brian Walsh trial on Revealing the Crime. We've been live streaming it from beginning to end, and the verdict came in yesterday. Guilty, first degree, justice for Anna. That's amazing. I was so relieved to see that. The group of us that were there were so relieved to hear that. And during these conversations we were all having, we were talking about what do we want to do next? What trial do we want to live stream next? And I was saying, let's find out the next trial that Alan Jackson is going to be a defense attorney on. Let's see if we can do that. During our research, we found out that there is a case that is starting, I believe, in January. That's the date we have now, where Alan Jackson is the defense attorney. And this is the case of a young man. I don't remember his first name, but his last name, I believe, is Bohm, B-O-H-M. He was driving on Pacific Coast Highway. He's a young man, so I want to say like late teens, early 20s. And in the the drive on Pacific Coast Highway, there's a lot of like cliffs on one side. It's very windy. You have to be very careful when you're driving in that area. There was one turn that had a 35 miles per hour speed limit, and according to the car data, I don't know all the details, but they clocked that he went between 95 to 105 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone. He lost control of his car, and he ended up hitting four young women who were Pepperdine University students. I think they may have been seniors, and all four passed away. And when the originally it was thought that it was going to be manslaughter, that's what was going to be filed against this young man. But when they found out he was going so like 3 times the speed limit, those charges changed to murder. And Alan Jackson will be representing that young man whose last name ends Bohm, I think is his last name, the way it's spelled. And I have to tell you, that turns me off, you guys. I mean, I don't know what to say. I feel, not knowing much more about the case, if you're going 95 miles an hour, that is gross negligence. And it cost four young women their lives that had their entire lives ahead of them. I don't know. And then to find out today, he will be representing Nick Reiner. I mean, this is what the defense attorneys do, though, right? We all saw this last week, Larry Tipton defending Brian Walsh. My opinion of that is that Larry Tipton didn't like Brian Walsh. They hardly ever interacted. When we heard about the DNA evidence and how disgusting it was, the things that Brian Walsh did to his wife, the entire courtroom was silent. And when it was Larry Tipton's turn to cross-examine the witness, he was quiet. He was not as animated as he used to be. I think it hit him, the monstrosity of what had happened and the horror and disgusting person he was representing. So in my opinion, Larry Tipton did not like Brian Walsh. Brian Walsh needed a public defender, and I think Larry Tipton was assigned the case. So these are all just my impressions of everything. So I thought what we would do is we'll go through an article. Oh, Royal Daily Tea's here. Hi, Michelle. So we'll go through an article, and it's an article that Michelle actually just sent me. I have not read it. And then after that, I want to go through the TMZ article that is talking about Alan Jackson being hired. And then I want to show you a video clip of the exact footage that I saw this morning, just an hour and a half ago, of Alan Jackson speaking about how he was going to be representing Nick Reiner and all of that. So what I am going to do, everybody, and I will apologize because I'm moving my screen over to the side, so I will not look directly at the camera as I'm reading. And if you're all happy with me not looking at the camera, that's great, because look what I could do when I don't look at the camera. I could actually show your comments. So, yeah, it sounds bad, right? And it sounds really bad. I mean, it's gross, negligent, and obvious disregard for the law. And it cost four young women their lives. Hi, Sexy Bee. All right, everyone. So let's go through this article, and let me get that set up. So this article is titled, Reiner's son made guests uneasy at party day before his parents were found dead. Sources say, two sources told NBC News that Nick Reiner interrupted a conversation at the party, which was hosted by comedian Conan O'Brien. I've been reading a number of headlines where Conan O'Brien says he feels really bad and feel some type of responsibility or guilt. I haven't read the actual article, I've just seen the headlines. So, yeah, let's see. Let's see what this article says. It begins, it says Nick Reiner had been disruptive at a holiday party Saturday with his parents, Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer Reiner, according to two people familiar with the situation, just hours before they were found dead in their Los Angeles home. Nick Reiner, who was arrested Sunday and later booked on suspicion of murder, made other guests uncomfortable with his behavior at the holiday party, which was hosted by Conan O'Brien, one person said. Another person said Reiner's parents were upset and embarrassed about their son's behavior at the party and expressed worries about his health. The two people asked their names to be withheld because of the sensitivity of the matter. The deaths of Rob Reiner, a legendary actor and filmmaker, and his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, have rattled Hollywood, where the family was widely beloved. But the family's challenges with their younger son, Nick, were also well known, particularly his battles with drug addiction. Nick Reiner was living on and off at their home in Brentwood, one person said. So I just watched a video as I was prepping that apparently Saturday night, after whatever disagreement that was had at Conan O'Brien's party, Nick Reiner rented a hotel room in Santa Monica somewhere. So, yeah, let's see. Anne is saying there was a post that Billy Crystal had been called, had gone over, oh no, and had seen the bodies before the police got there. Oh no. Oh no. And I also read or I heard that it was one of the daughters. I don't, sorry guys, I don't know how many children they have, but it was one of the daughters that found the her parents. I can't even imagine that. Okay, the article continues. It says a representative for O'Brien did not immediately respond to a request for comment. It was not immediately known whether Reiner had legal representation. Well, now we know, don't we? Now we know it's Alan Jackson. The three Reiners attended O'Brien's gathering together. One person said Nick Reiner had at least one interaction that left partygoers concerned. He is alleged to have interrupted a conversation, involving comedian Bill Hader. When Hader told him the conversation was private, the source said Nick Reiner appeared to stand still and stare before storming off. So, not knowing anything about what this conversation was, what I hear, and my main channel is Revealing the Narc, right? This sounds to me like someone who expressed a boundary and said, hey, this conversation we're having here, this is private, and that bothered someone. So that bothered Nick. Hi, TMTB. Yeah, remember TMTB is one of our gang that's been watching the Brian Walsh trial. Remember we were talking about what trial are we going to watch next, and we said maybe we should watch something that has to do with Alan Jackson. Well, guess what? Alan Jackson is representing Nick Reiner. Before we get into it, why don't I show you all the clip I saw this morning? I cleaned up the audio, and let me get that set up.
Every inmate has to be medically cleared before they can be transported to court. He has not been medically cleared. It's just procedural.
Where's Mr. Reiner now?
MCJ, Vince County Jail.
Just to triple confirm, the murder case has not been filed.
I have not received any filing. Okay. And I don't believe the court has received any filing at this point.
You've spoken to your client at all?
I'm not commenting any further than what the procedure of the court today is.
How is your client's spirits today?
He's not here. That's the whole point. He's not here yet.
Is he up?
We'll be back day to day. The bailiff has indicated that the sheriff's department will take it on a day by day basis, and so hopefully he'll be cleared tomorrow, and we can get him there.
Okay, so essentially what Alan Jackson said, so people that didn't know who Alan Jackson was, when you see this video footage of him, does he look familiar? Does he look familiar to you? He's good, everybody. Very professional, solid speaker, incredibly persuasive. Oh, it just, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. So what he essentially said was that they are waiting for medical clearance for Nick Reiner. I heard as I was prepping for this live that there were concerns of he might injure himself. So yeah, please follow this case. Kat is saying, okay, I will. So everyone, I'm streaming on both channels, Revealing the Narc and Revealing the Crime. Partly because I do want to show you some Harry and Meghan stuff after we're done talking about this, and I didn't want people to get upset. So we'll start with this topic first, and then I have some other stuff that we can talk about. So, Kat, I'm thinking I will be following this case. Michelle and I were talking just earlier today that we want to do a collab just talking about what we know so far. As you can see, things are changing every day. Alan Jackson just said the sheriff's office is going to take it day by day. As when this video was released, which was about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, the charges had not yet been filed. Does everyone want to watch does anyone want to see the video again? I wish I put the captions because I made a TikTok video where my head is in the corner here. And then I played the video and I put the captions on that, but I forgot to put them here. Yeah. So does everyone want to hear it again? Let me know really quick before I switch over to the TMZ article where we're finding out about Alan Jackson. Okay, so yes, Demiao, I tried to make it so that the comments are showing up on the screen so that everyone can see them. Lynn, yes, Alan Jackson is a very famous attorney. He used to be a prosecutor in Los Angeles, and I actually knew of him because I watch a lot of Dateline, and he's been interviewed a lot on Dateline. And then just a short while ago, he was Karen Reed's defense attorney. And I was saying how there was a group of us that we ended up watching the closing arguments in the Karen Reed case. And he is an exceptionally great speaker. He is incredibly persuasive, clear communicator, clear logic. He's what I saw, I was very, very impressed. And we know now that Karen Reed was found not guilty of the charges. I can't remember exactly what it was. So my apologies. My apologies for that. I know, Lynn, I do too. It's just he left a lasting impact on me after seeing him in action during the Karen Reed trial and then making the connection that he's a Los Angeles. He was a prosecutor in Los Angeles, and then that reminded me of him being on Dateline. And you know what I'll do? I'll show you all the TMZ article with Nick Reiner, and then after that, I'm going to see if I can pull up the other case that he is the defense attorney on that's going to trial allegedly in January. Hi, Diana. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, everyone, for being here. So once again, I'm streaming on 2 channels, so you might not see everyone's comments in the chat, but I have put them here on the screen. So apologies for that. I did not know about that TMTB. I don't know a lot of the details yet. So let me share my screen. Let's share this one. Oh, I have to remove this first. Okay. So here is the TMZ article where it talks about Alan Jackson representing Nick Reiner. The article says Nick Reiner is calling in the heavies after being arrested for allegedly murdering his famous parents because Alan Jackson tells us Nick hired him as his defense attorney. Alan is one of the most well-known criminal defense attorneys out there, and he's no stranger to high-profile cases like this one. He recently got Karen Reed acquitted of murder in Massachusetts. As you know, Nick was booked on murder charges after Rob and Michelle Reiner were found dead in their Brentwood home, and he's being held without bail. Okay, let's see all your comments. Buckeye says you really have to find the interview of Alan Jackson explaining how he thought the prosecutors have overcharged Nick. Okay, I will go find this video, Buckeye. Thank you for telling me that. Dr. M says they have Rob Reiner and his wife. Michelle had 3 children, 2 sons and 1 daughter. Nick is the middle child. Okay. The charges have not officially been filed yet. I thought that's what they said. But then I don't know why it says so I guess he was booked on murder charges, but not officially charged yet. Yeah. Oh, TMTB says, by the way, I listened to a couple women who were in the courtroom for Brian Walsh. Oh, TMTB, you have to tell me all about that. I need to know all about that for sure. Okay. Demiao says Nick was reportedly regularly homeless because of his addiction. How can he afford him? I don't know. I don't know. Thank you, TMTB. Rob Reiner also has a daughter with Penny Marshall. Thank you. Okay, so let's scroll through the article. Is this a video? Do you all want to watch the video? Let's see. Does it play? Let's see. I should go. There weren't that many people there. I could go. It's not that far from me, I think. Hi, Steve. Oh, there's no one on the crime one. Yeah, I tried to go on both. Most people come on revealing the narc, but I wanted to. I started off with revealing the crime, and then I thought I really want to. I don't know. I wanted to talk about some Harry and Meghan stuff towards the end of the live, so yeah, that's what happened. That's why I wanted to go live on both. Okay, so then we saw Alan heading into a Los Angeles courthouse Tuesday for some legal proceedings related to Nick's case. So it's game on. TMZ broke the story. Nick got into a heated argument with Rob at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party Saturday night, loud enough for others to overhear. Rob and Michelle left the party after the fight. Around 4 a.m. Sunday morning, Nick checked into a Santa Monica hotel and left a trail of blood behind, sources with direct knowledge told TMZ. Nick's been open about struggles with substance abuse, cycling through rehab centers, and being homeless at some points, and it will be interesting to see what kind of defense he presents. Yeah. Let's see what everyone is saying. Yep, absolutely. So sad. Kat says road trip. The problem is not the physical distance. The problem is the traffic. Demia says on my TV, I'm on revealing the crime. On my phone, I'm on revealing the narc. Thank you. Oh my goodness. You are all so supportive. I appreciate that. And thank you. Double the likes and double the views. Thank you. Diana says their daughter was the one who found. Yeah, how horrific. Yeah, absolutely. It's got to be something along those lines, right? Heat of the moment, anger, you know. I mean, but then what happened with Brian Walsh this week? I mean, last week, the defense really surprised us all when they said that Brian Walsh's wife, Anna, died of natural causes. And then he did the most horrific thing to her. And to this point, we haven't seen, we haven't found Anna's remains. Temporary insanity, maybe a drug-induced psychosis. Yep, Lynn says the same. Yeah. Wonder if they took his blood. I would imagine they would, right? How many hours after did they find him? Does anybody know? I mean, how many hours after? Well, I'm sure that information will come out. So let's see. How long is this video? Let's see if we can watch this one. It's 2 minutes long. Do you all want to watch this one? Maybe this is going to summarize everything. So I'll start it, and I'm going to monitor the chat, and hopefully you're all interested. But here we go.
Yeah, if they want to Did you want it? Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. It's Captain Mike Land from Media Relations Division. As I discussed earlier with you guys, the chief has agreed to give you an update on the tragedy at the Reiner family home. Just understand this is based on some updates of the tireless work of our investigators from last night and through the night. We're still at the very early stages of this investigation, but again, Chief's prepared to answer any questions and give you a brief update. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Captain Bland. As he said, the information at this stage is still limited, but I'll share what we can. First of all, our hearts go out to the family and friends of the Reiners, a tragic incident. Yesterday at December 14th, about 3:40 in the afternoon, LAPD responded to a residence, the residence of Rob and Michelle Reiner, located in West Los Angeles Division. At that location, they found two deceased adults, a male and a female. Through the night, working with the coroner's office, they were able to identify them definitively as Rob and Michelle Reiner. We have our robbery homicide division handling the investigation. They worked throughout the night on this case and were able to take into custody Nick Reiner, a suspect in this case. He was subsequently booked for murder and is being held on $4 million bail. Pretty much that's what I can share at this point. But again, a very, very tragic incident.
Can you talk about, I know Deputy Hamilton talked about the search warrant and how important that was on the inside. Can you talk about where that played a role in this and what you guys needed in order to gain access?
Yeah, we use search warrants to be able to further our investigation, as you know, on all of these cases. I wouldn't be in a position to talk specifically about what the object of the search warrant was, but it's a critical piece of our investigations to be able to ensure down the road a prosecution. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, everybody.
They need to fix these audio issues, everybody. Am I right? Oh, what's this? What video is this? I don't know, but I wanted to follow this other article. I mean, this hyperlink. I want to go here. What is this saying? Okay. Let me get caught up on your comments. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not sure, Paul. On Sunday afternoon, they found them. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm Allison. Yes, thank you, Nick Bond. I thought it was Bohm, but yeah, thank you. Alan recently stated in a LawTube interview that he thought that how interesting that both their names are Nick. Sorry, it's not funny, but I'm sure he won't get confused, you know. Can you imagine they're talking in the law office? Nick, something, something, something. And they're like, which one? Which one? Hi, baby grandma. I know. Anthony Geary, who played Luke in General Hospital, has also passed away. I am a big General Hospital fan. I haven't had a chance to watch it in quite a while. I want to start watching it again, but yes, he also has passed away. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's read this article. Rob and Michelle Reiner murders. Rob and son Nick in heated argument at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party. It says Rob Reiner, his wife Michelle, and their son attended Conan O'Brien's Christmas party. At the party, Rob and Nick got into a very loud argument, loud enough for many others to hear. Reiner family sources tell TMZ. We're told Rob and Michelle then left the party. We do not know if Nick left as well. TMZ is the first to report about this argument. Our family sources add Michelle had been anguishing to friends over the last few months that she and Rob were at their wits' end over Nick's mental illness and alleged substance abuse issues and did not know what to do with their son, Nick, saying, "We've tried everything." Yeah. How heartbreaking. As you know, the legendary actor director and his wife were found in their LA area home on Sunday. I'm not going to read those words because they might get flagged. Nick was arrested Monday morning and booked for the murder. He's held on $4 million bail. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Do you all want to see a quick article about the other case Alan Jackson is defending? I can find a quick article. I'm not seeing it. Oh, his name is Fraser Baum. So they won't get confused with the names. Okay, here, let's look at this one. Okay, so I'm sharing this tab instead. I'm not going to show the video because I think with court TV, it's very sensitive to re-show their stuff. Oh, thank you, Dr. M. Dr. M says you could report from the courthouse or police station to show what's happening on the ground, and viewers would enjoy seeing you. Yeah, I could, and then I could have my little dog with me on my back, or in her stroller. I take my dog around in a stroller. I could have her at the courthouse in her stroller. Oh my goodness, that would be a sight to see, wouldn't it? Okay, so let's talk about this other case that Alan Jackson is the defense attorney. Okay, and this is one of the most recent articles, so it'll summarize, I'm sure, a little bit into the article. It says a Los Angeles County judge denied a request to reduce bail for Fraser Michael Baum, who is charged with 4 counts of murder in connection with a car crash that killed 4 Pepperdine University sorority sisters. On Friday, Judge Thomas Rubinson rejected defense attorney Alan Jackson's motion to lower Baum's bail from $4 million to $2 million during a hearing. Jackson argued the reduction was needed to free up funds for what he called an expert-intensive defense. You're basically asking me to reduce bonds so he can retain private counsel and experts of his choice, Rubin says. That's not a legitimate reason to reduce bail. I agree with the judge on that. Right? Yeah, Aurora can express her opinion. Yeah. Have you heard the latest? Oh, I haven't, Kat. I have not. I have not heard that. Oh, come on, mouse. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I want to get into where it describes what happened. Oh, it doesn't describe what the details of the case. Here, let's do this one. This should describe it. Oh, goodness, it's so sad. Okay, I'm not going to show the video. It says Fraser Michael Baum is charged with 4 counts of murder in the deaths of Naeem Rolston, Asha Weir, Deslyn Williams, and Peyton Stewart, all students at Pepperdine University. My apologies if I did not pronounce their names correctly. At a hearing on Monday, Judge Thomas Rubinson found sufficient evidence to uphold the charges. Oh, that's interesting that this is what Alan Jackson said. These are the same charges that Brian Koberger is facing. Jackson said as he urged the judge to dismiss the murder charges. What do you all think about that? Let me know in the comments what you think about that. If you notice a difference between the Brian Koberger case and what this man is being accused of doing. And I wish they showed the Okay, here we go. Prosecutors have accused Baum of driving 104 miles per hour. I'm sorry, it was a 45 miles per hour zone. His attorneys have said the actual speed was closer to 70 miles per hour. They say also that he may have been racing. So, yeah. Is that the trial of the moment? Steve is asking. So, Steve, I think this one is going to start in January, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yeah. Meow says if you drive 3 times the speed limit, you're willingly using a car as a murder weapon. Miss Panda says, I agree, Peak. You're fully aware you could kill someone. But then we go back to what we've been talking about last week about premeditation, or even this week in premeditation, because in both of these cases, 4 young people who had their whole lives ahead of them, who were going about their lives, lost their lives in a brutal, brutal fashion. Did this guy plan on murdering? I don't think he did. I think this is someone who blatant disregard for the law. He looks like a young guy, so he might have been racing. And then the question is, a lot of people say in the Koberger case that he only was after one person, and that was Madison Mogen. So you can say premeditation against one, but he had to plan out the others too while he was there. It doesn't matter if the premeditation was a month or a second, right? So I don't know. Kat says it's not premeditated. No worth looking into new stuff about BK. The judge is still releasing information. Thanks, Kat. Steve says racing on a public highway is a serious offense on its own. And Steve, I've driven on PCH. It's dangerous. There's tons of cliffs. You know, it's even dangerous for the person driving because they're very lots of twists and turns. So this is what the defense is saying, Demiao. The defense is saying that it was closer to 70. And the prosecutors are saying 104. So we'll find out. We'll hear from, I'm sure, 2 different experts and see what that means. It's still a huge difference. Yeah. Miss Panda says he could have stopped killing any of the other people and left. There were others he left alive. Yeah. I hoped you would look at that case. Which one, Agatha? The one with the Reiner family? Miss Panda says there is a black box in a car that will tell you every single thing he did, even if you try to hit the brake. Yeah, and I think Miss Panda, that 90 to 104, I think it's from the black box, and this is why the prosecutors decided to go with murder charges versus manslaughter. 45. In that area, it says here it was 45 miles per hour. Yeah. All right, everyone. Do you guys want to see the Alan Jackson interview one more time? The one from earlier this morning? I can play that one more time. Here, let me add that to the stage.
Every inmate has to be medically cleared before they can be transported to court. He has not been medically cleared. It's just a procedural issue.
Where's Mr. Reiner now?
MCJ, Men's County Jail.
And just to triple confirm, the murder case has not been filed.
I have not received any filing. And I don't believe the court has received any filing at this point.
You spoken to your client at all?
I'm not commenting any further than what the procedure of the court today is.
How is your client's spirits today?
He's not here. That's the whole point. He's not here yet.
Is he up?
After hearing fine.
We'll be back day to day. The bailiff has indicated that the sheriff's department will take it on a day by day basis, and so hopefully he'll be cleared tomorrow, and we can get him here.
All right, everyone, there it is. I'm going to see if there are any new updates right now. Let's see. There's another story about the Bill Hader interaction. I don't really see any other news. I'll do a quick Google search. See if anything new has come up in the last couple of minutes since we've been live. Yeah, it's all the same. Nick Reiner has not been medically cleared. It's what Alan Jackson was saying. So nothing after what we just talked about. Yeah. Yeah, the crime gang is almost all here. All of us that watched the Brian Walsh trial. Yeah. Okay, everyone. So, let me remove this and let me put myself back here and I can look at the camera again. So, everybody, I want to switch gears really quick, and I'm going to give you two topics, and you tell me which one you want to hear. First topic. Either way, these two topics are going to have videos made of them, but you tell me which one you want to talk about today. Topic one. I don't know if you all saw, but yesterday, oh, you like the trees, Miss Panda? I love them too. Do a poll. Oh, you're right. I should do a poll. The problem is, why does there always have to be a problem? I can't remember what that's a Seinfeld quote. And it was because George used to go to this pizzeria when he was in high school. And inside that pizzeria, they had an arcade like game called the Frogger. And it's been 20 years, and George's highest score has been left. The pizza shop is closing down, so George decides he wants to buy that Frogger machine because it's the biggest thing he's ever accomplished in his whole life. So he's telling Jerry, I'm going to buy it and whatever. And Jerry's like, but how are you going to do it? Because when you unplug it, it'll reset the high score. And George is like, why does there always have to be a problem? Why is there always a problem? But anyways, let me get on the live. I'm going to have to mute really quick. So there might be a little bit of an echo. Oh, good. It's already muted. Okay. So I will give you both options, and then I will set up a poll, and then you guys tell me what you think. Okay. So option one, yes, I'm doing a series on Revealing the Narc about Megan's horrendous year. I mean, terrible year. And I just did January. What a train wreck January was. Okay, let me start with that. But February, you guys. And in February was when they went to Invictus. So I had made a lot of video clips from Invictus in February at the time. But I feel I've gotten better at making clips since then. It's been almost a year, right? So I made a couple more clips of that event. So I thought we could look through those video clips and just talk about Invictus 2025 and what a train wreck it was and what my interpretation is of Harry and Meghan's interactions. So that's option one, Invictus video clips, and it's mostly from the opening ceremony. Oh, thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Kristen. I'm sending big hugs. I'm sorry that you've experienced that, and thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Okay, option two. Oh, option two. Option two. I didn't realize, but there are publications out there that follow a lot of your favorite YouTubers on X and on YouTube. And they will take stories and not give credit to the YouTubers. So and I wrote the dates here. I wrote them on my Post-it note right here because I needed them. I posted a couple of videos, November 30th and December 10th, on both YouTube and on all my social media channels. And it was of Harry and Meghan during their Australia tour, but I think this particular moment is when they're in Fiji. And all of the embarrassing moments that happened within 5 minutes of them coming off the plane. I kid you not. I kid you not. 2 days ago in the Daily Mail, Judy James analyzed those moments. I kid you not. So that's option one. Okay, so let me now give the... Oh, did I miss anything, Kristen? I'm sorry if I missed anything. And I just want to tell you, Kristen, I don't know if you've interacted a lot with everybody here, but it's such a beautiful community. Everyone is so kind and empathetic and lovely. Royal Daily Tea is like, they take from us all the time. Now, Michelle, don't be mad, okay? Don't be mad at me because I know I said that Daily Mail article one is something we'll collab on, but don't worry. Whichever one is not chosen here, we will collab on. Yes, the Daily Mail one is option two. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up a poll and which topic should we talk about? Option one was Invictus 2025. Option two was Daily Mail article. And the poll has started. You all vote. You let me know what you think. Oh, don't even worry about it, Kristen. This is what it's all about. This is why the live streams are great because we're all interacting with each other, you know? So don't even worry about it. Yeah, I'm excited to see what you're all going to say. I wonder which one you'll pick. Kat looks like option two, wants to go with option two. Yes, Michelle. You know what's funny? I didn't discover this until I started doing the Brian Walsh trial, and the people in the chat were telling me to tell you how to do it. So I will show you how I do it. The way I do it is because I have my teleprompter, I have StreamYard up here on my teleprompter, and that's where my camera is. And then I have my laptop right underneath. So what I do, because the teleprompter screen is so small, I can't really see the chat. I go on YouTube and I navigate to my own live stream and I look at the comments, and it's in that chat that as long as I'm logged in with my account that I'm doing a live from, I can comment. You know, Steve, I don't know why, and like, how much does it hurt you to tell you where you got it from? And like, look, they didn't use my clips, okay? They didn't. But who Who else is looking at these 2018 clips? Me. And I get criticized for, why do you look at the history of what happened? Well, apparently sometimes you can serve this stuff up on a platter, and that's what happens. So Michelle, what I do is I open YouTube like I'm about to go watch a video. Watch a video. I'm talking like my mom, because my mom is an immigrant, and sometimes she says the V instead of a W. In fact, funny story, my dad used to call Verizon Horizon. I know that's not a W to V thing, but my dad, that's what he used to call Verizon. Horizon. I'm with Horizon. And I'd be like, Dad, no, it's Verizon. Anyways, so this is what I navigate to my own live stream. I scroll to the comment section, and where I can chat, there's an option to add a poll. It says engage with your audience. You could start a Q&A, and you can start a poll. So let me go see what. Oh, wow. One of these has a 73%. Wow, you all want to hear about the Daily Mail article. Okay. No problem. We can set that up. It's just going to take me a couple of seconds to get it set up. So the first thing I have to do is find the Daily Mail article. Meghan Markle, and let's do Judy James. Let's see how quickly this found it. Oh, it's so annoying. So annoying. And then the next thing I need to do, because I have a compilation video, and what I will do is I will do the compilation video rather than the individual clips. Sorry, everybody. What did I say? November 30 and December 10. So let's go to December 10. If anyone ever looked through my phone, is it this one? Yeah, here we go. Okay. Okay, so let's get set up, everybody. Move this here. Do you all want to see my clip first, or do you want to see the Daily Mail article first? I think it's better if I show my clip first. That's what I think. So I hope it's not too loud really quick, everybody. Oh, there's no audio. Good. Okay. Let me get caught up on your comments really quick. Let's see. Are you guys talking about Royal Rogue? Okay, some of you don't like him. Yeah. Personally, I like him. I like him. I like how he breaks body language down. He was actually one of the first YouTubers I started watching. And I think, I mean, for everybody, it's different. But I think sometimes we don't give enough grace to people. And Michelle knows this. We might say something, and someone who may have been following us for a year, who knows the type of content we create, who knows what we usually talk about, but for whatever reason, one particular sentence just did not rub them the wrong way, and all of a sudden, it's like they forget all of the other things that you've done and contributed and all of that. So I try to give more grace to people, especially like all of us creators. We all have differing opinions, and so for example, Michelle and I the other day, there's one particular issue that she and I are kind of on opposite spectrums on. I'm not going to say what it is, but she and I can have a conversation about it, you know? And in no way do I never want to talk to Michelle again. It's just this one thing we just don't see eye to eye, and that's okay. And both of us are not going to have our head in the sand and not look at evidence as new evidence comes out, right? Because every opinion we have now, every stance we have now is based on the limited data we have. As time goes on, more data is collected. And by data, I mean people's characters or things change and things like that. So I never want to be the person that is so set in my opinions that I ignore evidence to the contrary. Like, and I'll give Meghan Markle as an example. I believe she is a malignant narcissist. I've been following her. I want to say it's been about 2 years. I created this channel a year and a half ago, a little over a year and a half ago. But I never want to look at evidence over that may show she's a good person. I don't want to ignore, I don't want to cherry pick what I believe. I want to be very fair in my assessment. So you don't even know what it is, what I'm talking about. I'll tell you later. In fact, I even said in our conversation when we were talking, like, look, you and I disagree on this, and yet we're able to have a conversation about it and not get mad at each other, you know? So, yeah. Yeah. Well, everybody, let's get this clip started. Here is evidence of Meghan Markle being a narcissist, okay? Here we go. So this was 2018. I had originally said that this was during the Australian tour, and it is during their tour of Australia, but this is actually in Fiji, if I'm not mistaken. At this point, Meghan is allegedly pregnant, and they had just announced it. So this is just very shortly after Princess Eugenie's wedding, and what a terrible thing they did. Okay, so this first clip, here we go. Let's watch it. Oh, hold my hand. Oh, Harry. Oh, she misses. Hold it. Oh, no. Oh, no. This one is awful. Look, watch this young lady curtsy to Meghan. Meghan doesn't wait for her to get up and already turns her attention to somebody else. Isn't this so rude? And then here, let me rewind a little bit. Let's play that one again because it's just so rude. Look at her, and she's looking up at her so admiringly, but Meghan just so rude. This next one, Harry's confused, Meghan's confused. Meghan has a mask slip because Harry doesn't wait for her. And then here, this man, Meghan thinks is gonna shake her hand, but doesn't, and Meghan again is angry. So notice how this is all happening in a very short amount of time. Oh, and then here's the hand-holding one again. She goes for his hand, misses, and ends up touching his back. And this is the bowing again. So let me see your comments. MM's picture should be next to the word narcissist in the dictionary. Yeah. Miss Panda says, if somebody did that to me, I'd be bending over, asking her to get up and helping her up. I know. That would make me so uncomfortable. I know. Yeah, the little girl. So mean. Paul says Meghan had no intention of staying in the royal family. She wanted to find fault with everything and fall out with people. I totally believe that too. Ivy of Housebox says her hand claw makes me so nervous. I know. I don't want to be anywhere near that. I don't want to be. All right. So let's now go to the Daily Mail article. Again, apologies that I am not looking straight at the screen because let's remove this. What happened? There we go. Okay, so I told you all my videos went up November 30 and December 10th. Okay, that's when my videos came. Tell me this isn't my video. Tell me this isn't my video. This is the exact moment. It's infuriating. Okay, so when Torn Prince Harry is the title of this article. Well, the caption there. And then the article is how duty-bound Prince Harry was torn during his first overseas visit with relentless Meghan Markle, according to body language expert. Now, I shouldn't even say generally. I don't think there is an assessment that Judy James has made that I have been in agreement with. So I have not read this article. I don't know what her assessment is going to be. So we are all in for a surprise. We are all in for a surprise. Okay, here we go. Look at the date. November 30 was when I posted 1 or 2 clips, and then December 10 is when I posted the compilation that had all of it. All right, here we go. The article says when Prince Harry and Meghan Markle touched down in Fiji in October 2018 for their first overseas tour, all eyes were firmly fixed on the new royal couple. The red carpet was rolled out for the pair as they were greeted by a joyous welcome party before Prince Harry faced a protocol predicament on his and Meghan's first overseas tour as husband and wife. Body language expert Judy James told the Daily Mail that Harry appeared visibly torn between his royal duties and looking after his relentless new wife while analyzing footage of their arrival at Nassau Airport. Where did you find the footage, Judy? Where was the first time that you saw this footage? Would it happen to have been on X? And you guys tell me, am I overreacting? Tell me, please. Is it a coincidence? I don't know. I don't think it's a coincidence. And what I do want to do, before we continue the article, let's see what video clip that they are actually showing. So let's watch. It's literally my clips. It's my clips, dude. I did watermark it. I did, Miss Panda. I think they just went back and pulled the clips,
Yeah.
but they were clearly.
There's
Sorry,
a guy with a
everybody.
bike, sir.
Clearly that I try not to get mad, everybody. I try not to get mad, but I'm right. Am I right? No, they never did. In fact, I don't have any credit for it. I think they were inspired by my clips and then they went back and made their own clips. That's what it looks like to me. And I don't know why sometimes, like, if I want to go back to the original video, let's see what they say. Let's see what Judy James's analysis is, and we'll go watch that clip again. Okay, it says, a striking clip captured the moment Meghan, now 44, appeared to reach for Harry's hand while the prince seemingly ignored her and kept walking forward. Meghan then made a second attempt, this time reaching for his arm, but Harry continued cautiously striding ahead in an attempt at following formal royal protocol. While such protocol does not forbid hand-holding, public displays of affection are traditionally discouraged while performing official duties in accordance with the royal etiquette enforced by the late Queen Elizabeth II during her 70-year reign. Analyzing the awkward interaction between the Sussexes, Miss James said Harry sticks to the protocol of status by walking first here, but also twists his right arm awkwardly to hold her hand behind his back. Miss James calls it a classic Hollywood toe-along pose that makes the Duchess of Sussex look like a protected and precious star. She added that Meghan's seeming desire to rewrite royal protocol created an awkward moment for Harry and left him suffering from divided loyalties and conflicting priorities. Okay, again, we do not agree. Well, I do not agree with Judy James. What I see in that clip is a woman who has to be in control of her husband. She reaches out to hold his hand, not out of discomfort, not out of love, but in an attempt to control the interactions, in an attempt to be the one that goes first, in an attempt to make sure she is in control. Let me see your yes, they posted this December 13th, and my compilation clip I posted on December 10th. Yeah. Maybe after this, you know what? Let's do another poll. I have another poll for you. Did Daily Mail or was Daily Mail inspired by my clip? You all let me know what you think. Let's see. Does Judy James go forward and talk about the other moments? That's the same thing. As the Duchess attempts to take the lead, Harry appears to form gestural cartwheels with his wife while holding serious facial expression in contrast to Meghan's beatific smile. I don't know what that means. Miss James highlighted how Prince Harry was expecting to have a solo chat with one of the members of the welcome party, but Meghan makes multiple attempts to join in. Harry's refusal of a handhold is made abundantly clear by the prince's slight turn of the head to inform that this is a solo gig. So, you know, Judy James sugarcoats what is actually happening. Yeah. Okay, here's what we will do. Why would they go back so many years? I know, Demiao, I feel like I'm the only person that does that. I know. I mean, I'm sure there are other people that do that. I don't want to say that other people don't do that. Yeah. Okay, so why don't I stop sharing this really quick? And let's watch my clip again. What do you guys say? Let's watch my clip one more time. There's the hand holding. That doesn't happen. There's the bowing. There's this moment on the red carpet where Harry's confused and Meghan gets mad. And then the last one, I think, is where Meghan thinks he's about to shake hands with her, but doesn't, and she has a mask slip and she's mad. And then I think it repeats. Yeah, and then we see the hand holding again. Now let's go back to the Daily Mail one. And let's watch it again. I try not to get mad, everybody. I try. Okay, let me share the other screen again. Okay, everybody, here we go. Let's watch Daily Mail's version. I unfortunately can't get rid of the pause sign there. That was my moment. You guys saw that in my clip. This was in my clip. This was in my clip. I didn't put this one. This was in my clip. This was in my clip. And I didn't continue because I didn't see anything really. Yeah, they didn't zoom in,
Yeah.
Danielle. So let me stop
There's a guy-
sharing. Okay, so let me put this up here. Let's get the full screen one more time. Okay, so I do want to say they didn't actually use my clips. They didn't zoom in and slow down like the way I did it. But please tell me that's not inspired by what they literally, because that moment, that is based off of like 10 minutes of a YouTube video that I found those moments and put those together. It's not an accident that almost every scene that was in their clip was with mine. Inspired by, Diana says. Yeah. Yeah, let me see what the poll is saying. Oh, I hope I don't get my feelings hurt, everybody. I hope I don't get my feelings hurt. Okay, 90% of you think that Daily Mail was inspired. Okay, by my clip. I appreciate that, 90%. Thank you, everybody. Diana says there are no such thing as coincidences, and it came out 3 days after mine. So you have to think, December 10th, I posted it. By the time somebody saw it, and I wonder how many views did I get? Let's check. Sorry, everybody. I said it was December 10th, right? So one of my clips got 166,000 views, one got 57,000 views. So a good number of people saw them. And I think on TikTok, those videos did really well too. Let me see how they did on TikTok. It got 222,000 views. It was popular. It was a popular video. And just days after mine. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that this was random. I can't imagine that it's random. So anyway, so now you've all seen me get a little bit hot-headed. And yours, oh, thank you, Diana. Diana says mine is better. Thank you. Do you know how long it takes to make those clips? Like how many hours of footage? Well, not even hours. I don't want to say hours of footage, but I watch a lot of footage to make these clips, you know? These don't just come out in a vacuum, you know? So it's just like, what does it hurt them to say where it came from? I don't get it. I don't get it. And it's easier for them. Just use my clip, give me credit, put your music behind it, and have Judy James analyze. What's the problem? I don't mind. But anyways, this is not the first time that it's happened. This has been the most obvious, I feel, because I usually have like a one scene, but this was a compilation video. So, wow. Anyways, so what I'm going to do, everybody, from our live stream today, I'm going to make 2 separate videos. One will go on revealing the crime, and it'll be our conversation that we had about Rob Reiner. And then the other one will go on revealing the narc, and it'll be this Daily Mail article, blah, blah, blah. So that people don't have to go back and I know there are a lot of times that people don't want to watch an entire live stream because it's so long. Oh, Miss Panda says Nick was just charged with first-degree murder. All right. So let's watch that now. What do you all say? Yeah, it's breaking news. And I see that it's on X. Let me see if I can find it somewhere else. Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen, everybody. Okay, everyone, here we go. I went to New York Post. It says Nick Reiner to be officially charged with murder for grisly deaths of Rob and Michelle could face death penalty if convicted. Oh, I hate that it does that. Sorry, everybody. Okay, Rob Reiner's addict son. I don't like that they phrased it like that. I don't know. I don't know that they needed to put that adjective in there within the first 4 words, 3 words. But that's just me. It says Rob Reiner's son, Nick, will be officially charged with murder Tuesday for fatally. I'm not going to read that because I might get flagged for that phrase of the iconic director and his wife over the weekend and could potentially face the death penalty if convicted, the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office said. The 32-year-old ne'er-do-well Nepo baby will face 2 counts of first-degree murder and the disturbing double slaying that led to Hollywood heartbreak. The DA said a decision had not been made yet on whether the death penalty would be sought or a life sentence. Rob, 78, and his longtime wife, Michelle, 68, were found dead inside their Brentwood mansion by their daughters Sunday afternoon, according to authorities and law enforcement sources. Yeah. It appeared that they had been deceased for hours. Rigor mortis was already setting in. Nick, who's battled drug addiction and had a complicated relationship with his father, was arrested Sunday night and has since been in custody. His arraignment was expected Tuesday, but his celebrity lawyer, Alan Jackson, told reporters outside the courthouse his client was not medically cleared to make a court appearance. Nick and his parents got into a heated argument at Conan O'Brien's holiday party in the hours leading up to the couple's slayings. Sources have told the Post the suspect could face life behind bars or potentially, we read that already. So I will stop sharing, everybody. And yeah, wow, breaking news. So breaking news, officially charged first-degree murder for both parents. And, you know, we learned a lot within a couple of hours this morning. Alan Jackson representing him, and now first-degree murder for both parents. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for validating me. That it's not just my imagination, that Daily Mail article did look a lot like my clips. So I want to thank you all so much for being here. New and exciting stuff is going to be coming out very soon. And yeah, tomorrow, I'm not going to be able to live stream it. I will try, but tomorrow is supposed to be the sentencing and the victim impact statements in the Brian Walsh case. Let me know if I'm wrong about this, but if I'm not mistaken, usually when they give victim impact statements, the defendant has an opportunity to speak also. Let me know if I'm wrong about that, because that may be happening tomorrow as well. But I will let you all know. If I'm not able to live stream it, I'll definitely be talking about it. So thank you everyone so much for being here. I know it was short notice. I appreciate you all so much. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.